defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
They challenge this crowd to bring the energy, and I'd say they're doing that.
They're going to test the right side with this one. Just gets it to the 28, pickup of 1. One thing you can figure out from these tests early in the season, particularly a top 5 matchup like this, is where you are and just how far you have to go.
Yeah, and which is a talking point amongst your team. It's a prove-it game. Like, let's see where we stack up so we can start building throughout the rest of the season.
You're right, David. It's fun to find out this early in the year between two top 5 teams. Just who are these guys? What do they do well? What do they not do well? How mentally and physically tough are they? Because that's going to answer a lot of questions as the season goes on.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys.
Second down, they'll go to the air.
Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. Snags it down the right side. Nothing but green grass down the middle. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, UCLA!
I don't know how many people expected this to happen, playing on the road in this environment against a better opponent, but they showed tremendous poise on the opening drive. Nice execution. They scored a touchdown. That was big time.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off.
Here he comes. This is a gamble.
Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. Finds his target down the middle. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line.
I suspect we can see that same exact play. They make it look really easy, running the option down the line of scrimmage, QB making good decisions and keeping them in good second down situations.
Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Alabama comes to the line on 3rd and short. Wide receiver going in motion. They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. Fires to the big fella. Such a big part to convert these 3rd downs, and they've got it at the 42. Alabama pushing the tempo. 3rd and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
It's a really nice-looking throw. This dude is a weapon in this offense at the quarterback position. It's so funny, you know, I think back to guys like Greg McElroy and A.J. McCarron, guys that may or may not have unfairly been tabbed as game managers, and then you think of Jalen Hurts, Tua, and Bryce Young in recent years, and just how dynamic and versatile these guys were at the position, and how they've really helped take this offense to the next level. Watching this guy reminds me a little bit of that.
He'll get it inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39 before he goes out of bounds. give on the inside. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a yard.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
They'll send the back in motion. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. He works his way to the 35-yard line, but that's not enough to move the chains, and now a decision to be made on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. Looks as if the Crimson Tide will have the 1st down. The metrics tell you so often, go ahead, go for it on 4th down, and it pays off there.
And that just shows you the head coach's confidence in his quarterback to go out on a critical 4th down and execute.
With the catch, it's Powell. He is guided out of bounds, and they'll mark it at the 28.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You can tell they were, and that's why they got the 1st down.
Now on 2nd down. They'll move the wide receiver. Goes to the option. He'll pitch it. And he is going to lose yardage. Nowhere to run as he is forced out of bounds.
Really good job by this defense. Understanding responsibility football. Playing the 1st option. Playing the 2nd option. There was absolutely nowhere to go. Nice job being dialed in exactly where the ball was going and how to get him to the ground.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Tight end finds a soft spot. Just across the 20 with a 1st down at the 19.
3rd down, the focus of the defense has to shift. It has to change. We have to understand now exactly where the sticks are. We can't give up those plays for them to get beyond the sticks and get those 1st downs.
Using the quick game. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line.
Watch out, go over.
He might want another play. Quarterback keeper. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this 1st quarter. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Final play of the quarter coming. Going to sling it on 2nd down. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Final play of the quarter, and the ball falls incomplete. That's the end of the quarter, and UCLA has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here.
Let's go, let's go.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Wants to throw for it on 3rd and goal. And that's good for the completion percentage and bad for the yardage. They lose ground on that one.
And listen, that's not a surprise. Obviously, they want to throw the football on 3rd down to try to get a 1st down, but it got absolutely nowhere. Great job by the defense, rallying up and actually getting a tackle for a loss.
Splits the uprights right down the middle. That'll bring him to within 4. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. opportunity to... And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
Really nice play. When you talk about Alabama and their dominance on defense, especially in recent years, it all starts off. You have to have disruptors playing on the defensive line, guys that can be versatile and line up at different positions, but create havoc in the backfield, and that's what this guy has been able to do throughout his career.
That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's 2nd and long here. Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. To the ground with the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
High coverage and an incomplete pass. The defense knocks it away and forces a 4th down.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come to Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the fear of God into this defense, because this 3 and out has been sensational, dominant. This is the way they've got to play moving forward.
Calls a timeout here, critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. And the Bruins looking to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's going to fire deep. And that one falls incomplete. A huge stand by the defense.
I'll tell you what, coaches catch heat a lot nowadays, especially on social media. I expect him to catch a lot of heat. 4th down, long yardage situation on your own territory, and you want to go for it, and you fail.
Next, going for the goal line. Touchdown time! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option? A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, and quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
And he's going to bring this one out. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. UCLA will go back to work on offense. They're still looking for a little more productivity as they trail 10-7. Leaves it with the back. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. Back to pass on 2nd down. Quickly complete. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
Today's game in football, it's about getting your speedsters in space. Why? Because you let them do the rest. You get them the football quickly, let them break tackles. You see so many times them making plays after the catch. So hard to stop.
To the air on 1st down. Lets it fly. Makes the grab at the 10. Touchdown, Bruins. Once he got a step, it was all over right to the house.
It's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Leaves it with the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case in there. They try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on third down. Wide receiver comes in motion. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Just what the doctor ordered to get away from the shadow of that goalpost and pick up a first down at the 23.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Down to 2 minutes to play in the half, and the referees signal for the 2-minute timeout. From their own 23, it'll be 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. Off the play fake on first down to throw. It's caught. Can't get him to the ground. Gets it across the 25. He'll step out at the 26 as this offense tries to grind out some yardage. They'll try the run. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Crimson Tide a few inches away from converting on third down. Wide receiver going in motion. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. He'll be knocked out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Good pickup there.
Listen, at this point, the end of the first half, you're trying to generate some points. First downs are the most important thing. So a really good job there converting on that third. I love the decision by the quarterback. You kind of wonder, though, are they going to want to be a bit more aggressive and maybe start taking some more shots and attack?
Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
Not the big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
They've crossed midfield at the 45 with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Finds his big tight end. Makes the grab and a nice gain. Gets it to the 35. When a defense is in zone coverage, Jesse, they want to react. How do you react to a howitzer coming out like that one?
Not much you can do because this guy's got a cannon. You saw all the eyeballs on defense on that play. They were waiting.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And that's a great job by the defense not letting that bird out of the cage. When you can run like this guy can, you got to keep the edge. Did a great job. He went backwards, retreated, gave up some ground. They didn't give up the outside, got the sack.
And this defense is bringing the heat. Another sack. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. It is 3rd and long. Let's see what kind of arm he's got. He turns it loose to the left. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense has just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. We're going to have coverage helping out on that receiver.
They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. On the ride. Now the pitch. Breaks the tackle. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
That's exactly what you want to do against the option. You want that thing to string along out wide so you get more bodies to the football. Nice job playing the first option, the quarterback. They've sent the pitch out wide. Guess what? Ready for that too.
Gonna let it fly. Hits him in stride at the 10. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, UCLA.
And how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you could have offensively. And, David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the first half.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? He wants to start this drive with a pass. And as he throws, incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended.
Breaks into the open. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Bruins will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll bring it out. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Here comes that Alabama offense. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
You could clearly tell that he wanted to throw the football and he wanted to go through the air and make a big play. Defense does a great job corralling him, getting some pressure, and most importantly, getting him on the ground.
Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Finds the tight end. Tackle was made right at the 22-yard line. That's not enough for the first down. On fourth down, trying to find his man. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker.
Well, there's the advantage of having versatility at the running back position. On fourth down, everybody in the stadium is expecting if you throw it, it's probably going to a receiver at tight end. But because of his ability to catch the football, he makes a huge play for this.
Oh, it's picked off. Oh, that's not the way to start a drive. Bringing it back. Touchdown, Bruins. And they turn it into a defensive score.
Awesome job by the linebacker there in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes, spying the QB, knowing where that ball was going to get thrown, and then the ball skills just to pluck it out of the air and take it back for a touchdown. Awesome work.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They're down 28-10, and I don't think it's exaggerating to say their chance of winning this football game probably rides on this drive. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. He's got his man. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. That last completion sets him up on second down.
You see it so much in college football where they motion a running back out of the backfield. What are they looking for? Man coverage. Are you trying to cover my running back with one of your linebackers? If you are, I'm going to take advantage. I love taking advantage of the mismatch with your running back out in space. Keep doing that.
Third and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on fourth down by what they call here. Wants to throw again. And it's incomplete on third down. A famous writer once said most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on fourth down, trailing by double figures. The offense changing the play. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. Oh, he wants it all. Makes the catch, converts on fourth down, is still on his feet. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
That's a big-time completion. Guys, I think they caught the defense napping right there. I think everybody on defense thought that they were going to maybe throw to the sticks on that one, but instead, quarterback had some other ideas. He had a matchup he loved one-on-one, vertically down the field. He took advantage of it. This guy made a great catch. Let's keep this drive going.
They're dealing with a second and long. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Starting to feel a little pressure. Fires downfield. Complete to the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh, man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made.
Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. Get a pass rush like that, and the Bruin faithful will give you an 8 clap in a heartbeat.
They'll get jacked up. They'll get excited. I mean, you think about a defense. You got to get those guys up front. You want to dominate college football. You want to be in the mix. Find those big defensive linemen that can make plays.
And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama! Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, no problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety. You get worried about that. But the offense puts a great drive together. Great job executing. Great job getting a touchdown.
He's looking to pass. Worked on the touchdown. Might as well do the same thing on the two-point conversion. He gets all 8 points on that trip. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Out of the end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Their lead is down to 10. It's moments like this you start to feel a little bit of heat to put points on the board. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. They think there's room to run to the right here. He'll go out of bounds at the 22, methodically moving it away from their own end zone.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
And the Bruins with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Handoff to the lone back. There he goes. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
As they come to the line, 90 seconds to play here in the third quarter. On second down, he'll try to make the connection. Got his man. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
From the gun on third down. Gets it out fast. Oh, what a cut! Breaks the tackle, and he's got room. Crosses the 35, out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play, spotted at the 32.
It's a nice play call there. You've got two-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
The Bruins, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Right back to the well. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Back has it. It's complete to the left. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Split the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to scramble. Got out of trouble and throws. It falls incomplete, and that'll be the final play of the period. That's the end of the period, and it's UCLA in the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. Got it! Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be first and goal.
And that's a play the defense had to have, right? You're down in the game. Offense wants to stay aggressive and go for it on fourth, and they're throwing it. All you got to do is get one stop, regain the momentum, give it back to your offense, and they could not come up with the play.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. Looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, UCLA. The AT unit on the field.
This running back was not going to be denied. Nice blocking up front to create a hole for this running back, and he was able to take advantage.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Kentucky is currently up big at this moment in what's shaping up to be a lopsided affair. They're up 14 over Texas State. Anything could happen down the stretch here in the Sun Belt. It's why we're here to keep you posted, fellas.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. A very disappointing performance for the #1 team in the country. There'll be a new team atop the rankings when they come out next. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Man, do I love being a defensive lineman in games like today when you know you got to go get the quarterback. Like, they're down on the other side. They have to throw the football. Only chance they have to get back in. I'm playing the pass every time, pinning my ears back and going to get the quarterback.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Quarterback may change this route. On third down, he drops to throw. Going for the big play. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on fourth down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the second half, but we saw them try to go for it on fourth down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes a grab past the marker. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Back to pass. It's incomplete, and they've been waiting to run that one and couldn't quite pull it off. It's third down. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the second down misfire. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Nobody falling for the tomfoolery or the chicanery, and it'll be 4th down. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. It's picked off, and another empty drive.